Can you imagine losing somebody close to you and then you get hit with a massive tax bill on their forgiven student loans? That was a nightmare that almost became reality again, but the One Big Beautiful Bill Act just made sure that it never will. Under the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, student loans forgiven due to death or total disability are now permanently tax-free. This is day 5 of breaking down the One Big Beautiful Bill Act for the next 30 days. Here's what you need to know, okay? The benefit actually existed before, okay? But it was temporary. It was set to expire at the end of 2025. Without the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, starting in 2026, families would have faced big tax bills again. Here's how bad it used to be. If a student died or became totally or permanently disabled and their federal student loans were forgiven, the IRS treated that forgiven amount as taxable income. So families could owe thousands, sometimes tens of thousands in taxes on debt that would never be repaid, like ever. Now, under section 108F5, the One Big Beautiful Bill makes the exemption permanent starting in 2026. So this means, first and foremost, if a student passes away, their discharged federal student loans are they're completely excluded from taxable income. So no tax bill for, grieving families, which is really good. Second is if a student becomes totally and permanently disabled and their loans are forgiven, that forgiveness is tax-free. And then third is that this is a true exclusion from your income. It's not a deduction. The forgiven amount, it never even has to hit your tax return. And then fourth is that this applies to federal student loans discharged under these specific circumstances: death or total and permanent disability of the student. This isn't just a tax policy, I believe. This is compassion. In life's hardest moments, families and disabled borrowers, they won't face financial punishment on top of everything else that they're going through in that moment. So that's your day 5 update on the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. Tomorrow, we're going to be covering how the One Big Beautiful Bill Act helps families save more while raising kids with changes to the child tax credit. So make sure you follow along. Again, you're not going to miss out on this stuff.